Did you know that the tallest person ever recorded reached an unbelievable height of 8 feet 11 inches? Such towering figures aren't just myths or fairy tales, they're real. Join us as we reveal the fascinating lives of 20 real-life giants who defied normal human limits with their incredible stature. These individuals, born with rare conditions or gifted with natural growth beyond imagination, faced a world designed for those far shorter than themselves.
Give me your best. Let me see your best.
Let's get right into this list of incredible giants without any delay. Number 20. Paul White, 7 feet. We start off our list with former World Wrestling Entertainment Champion Paul White, who goes by the ring name of The Big Show and is one of the most well-known giants in wrestling history. Big Show began his wrestling career relatively young. His height of 7 feet and weight over 400 pounds made him an absolute powerhouse. He has an enormous size because he was born with acromegaly. This condition made him grow so fast during his adolescence that he would soon embark on a career deemed fit for his giant size. While many with gigantism or acromegaly suffer from severe health problems, White had surgery in the 1990s to remove a tumor on his pituitary gland that had stopped his growth. This medical intervention helped him stay a giant and, on a more active note, to live a one-sided life. Being huge was always the key aspect of Big Show's wrestling profile, thus he was gaining the reputation of one of the most dangerous and respected superstars in the squared circle. Other than wrestling, Paul White's enormous size meant that he additionally did films and television, and thus was a genuine giant of the entertainment world. His story and transition from a sickly child with health issues to a wrestling legend shows that he did come full circle with his story. Number 19. The Great Khali, 7 feet and 1 inch.
Whoa, what the hell's going on here? Who is this guy? Oh, another right hand! Oh, what a chop!
The Great Khali, standing at 7 feet 1 inch and weighing 347 pounds, made his WWE opponents and the entire WWE universe look small. Not only was he a massive star in the ring, but he was also the first Indian to taste the glory of the WWE World Arena. Towering above everyone else, Khali's presence in the ring was menacing. Khali challenged some of WWE's most dominant wrestlers, such as Undertaker, Kane, Big Show, John Cena, and Shawn Michaels. As soon as he arrived in the WWE, he posed an open challenge to anyone willing to fight him. This was undoubtedly the climax of his career when he defeated 19 other participants in a SmackDown Battle Royal to clinch the World Heavyweight crown. Outside the wrestling arena, Khali received fame that transcended the Indian borders of entertainment, touching both Bollywood and Hollywood. He also featured in high-profile movies such as The Longest Yard in 2005, Get Smart in 2008, MacGruber in 2010, television shows including NBC's Outsourced and Disney Channel's Pair of Kings. Khali's towering stature is something he has utilized well throughout his career, and anyone who says otherwise hasn't stood in front of the big man. Number 18. Shaquille O'Neal, 7 feet and 1 inch.
Give me your best. Let me see your best. Yeah, I'm all right.
Standing at an impressive 7 feet 1 inch, Shaquille O'Neal, or Shaq as his fans know him, is more than just a basketball player. Shaq is one of the true-life giants among us. Although Shaq might not be as tall as some of the others we'll see on this list, he is a legend. One of the greatest centers the game of basketball has ever seen. Shaq's off-court antics have also helped him become popular over the years. Shaq's enormous stature and muscular 325-pound frame made him one of the most dominant players in the NBA. It wasn't just his size that was mesmerizing, it was his incredible height, wingspan, and power with which he used to dominate games, get rebounds, and block shots in a way few people could match. Throughout his career in the NBA, Shaq could change games at the snap of a finger. He won 4 NBA championships and an MVP title. Business, philanthropy, and entertainment, you name it, and Shaq's there with his larger-than-life persona. He was a towering giant who made basketball his own and paved the way for how a center should play the game. Number 17. Sandy Allen, 7 feet and 7 inches.
I'm not going back anymore, because of the kids teasing me. I didn't have any more than maybe 2 close friends the whole time I was going through high school. Never got to go to any of the proms or the dances. I mean, what boy's going to take a girl to a dance that's 2 feet taller than he is?
At 7 feet and 7 inches, Sandy Allen was once the world's tallest woman. Sandy was born in Indiana, and you guessed it, her tall height was also due to gigantism. She was already 6 feet tall by the time she was 11 years old, which already set her apart from her peers in most ways. Despite living in a world where someone of her stature was not easily accepted, Sandy used her voice to push for what was right. She frequently spoke about her life experiences, including the highs and lows, to educate people. Every aspect of Sandy's life required calibration because, due to her towering structure, things and services weren't easily available to her. Sandy's story isn't just about her height. It is about how courage and resilience can help you make a difference in this world. She inspired countless people to stand tall in their own lives, allowing them to make a difference as well. She made people believe that it doesn't matter if you're tall or short. If your heart's in the right place, then you can spread a lot of goodness in the world. Number 16. George Bell, 7 feet and 8 inches.
Hello, my name is George Bell, and I am the tallest man in America. I stand 7 feet and 8 inches tall, and also standing tall against bullying. Thank you for watching me on Let's Talk About It with Minnie Fox.
Bell was born in the United States and rose to fame initially due to his height, but later he became a sheriff's deputy in Norfolk, Virginia. It was impossible to forget him because he used to tower over his peers by more than 2 feet. Bell suffered from severe gigantism. He was described as a big gentleman and very hard-working. He had to perform his job diligently since he was a law enforcement officer. Bell was also listed by the Guinness World Records among the tallest living men in America. He focused on the problems and the lives of people with gigantism. More than his career, Bell's story also deals with the physical and societal experiences of a 7 foot 8 inch tall man in a society that features people half his height. This is the story of the battle and victory of any giant still standing, ready to defy the odds, conquer and rule, and above all, work. Number 15. Johan Christian Peterson, 7 feet and 8 inches.
Furðuhár að vexti varan, vart munu það dæmi tvenn. Kunnur af veröld víða, verða mun svo lengi enn. Höfuð bar og herðar yfir, hvar sem fóran, aðra menn.
Born on February 9, 1913, Johan Christian Peterson is, to date, the tallest Icelander ever. He was born as the third of 9 children just 1 year before the First World War. Johan had a normal development until the age of 15 when he suddenly experienced accelerated growth. At 17, he was incredibly strong and, as per reports, could lift a lorry. But he had back and joint issues and difficulty walking by age 20. In 1935, Knud Krabbe studied him in Copenhagen and discovered Krabbe disease. When measured in 1939, he stood at 7 feet and 3 inches. Due to his physical features, Johan found it difficult to find a normal job. In 1948, he moved to the United States to work in a circus, where he was recorded as the tallest Icelandic man. Everything, including his home, living trailer, vehicles, furniture, and clothing, was custom designed. Johan passed away in 1984 at the age of 71 and is buried in his birthplace, Davik. A documentary titled Being Different showed his life. Number 14. Igor Vovkovinsky, 7 feet and 8 inches. Igor Ladan, or Igor Vovkovinsky, was a Ukrainian-American man who stood 7¾ of a foot tall, which made him the tallest living man in the United States at one time. He was born in Ukraine but immigrated to Rochester, Minnesota in 1989 to undergo treatment at the Mayo Clinic for the condition that caused his accelerated growth. Despite being very tall, Vovkovinsky ventured into acting, having worked in commercials and feature films like Hall Pass in 2011. He was also a jury member for the Eurovision Song Contest 2013, where he teamed up with the singer Zlata Ognovich for Ukraine. Igor's height was because of a growth in his pituitary gland, by which the pituitary gland released excessive growth hormones. In his later years, he talked about his health problems on the internet, especially on YouTube, where he described heart complications. Unfortunately, the man we all knew as Vov Kavinsky died of heart disease on August 20th, 2021 at the age of 38, but he will always remain in our memories as one of the biggest gentle giants. Number 13, Yao Defen, 7 feet and 8 inches.
35-year-old Defen was living in this one room, in very basic conditions that would have appalled Sandy. She was only able to sit up for 1 hour at a time.
We had quite a battle over money. Have you been ripped off in the past?
Yao Defen is another example of a woman who suffered from gigantism. She was 7 feet 8 inches tall. Yao was born in 1972 in Anhui Province in China, and her fabulous growth can be attributed to a tumor on her pituitary gland that caused an overload of growth hormone. Even when Yao was 15, the need to bend down every time she entered a room due to her height of at least 6 feet 9 inches was inevitable. She deserved to be called a hero in every right because her life was full of examples of courage and strength. She had several operations to remove the tumor which inhibited her growth, but her soaring health did not improve. Yao continued to become a powerful figure while at the same time raising awareness about the medical complications suffered by those who have gigantism. Defen was highly reputed. Unfortunately, she breathed her last in 2012. Number 12, Ri Myung-hun, 7 feet and 8.5 inches.
Former North Korean basketball star Ri Myung-hun. He stands some 2.3 meters tall. Based in Canada in the late 1990s, he called himself Michael Ri after his idol Michael Jordan. But his bid to join the NBA ended up as a hoop dream when the US State Department said he could only play in the US if his salary was not passed on to the government in Pyongyang.
A real-life giant, such as Michael Ri Myung-hun, is yet another giant who is well known in the world of basketball. Myung-hun was born in 1967 in North Korea, and he was one of the world's tallest basketball players, reaching 7 feet and 8.5 inches. He gained tremendous popularity and acclaim for his size, as well as his basketball skills. The height of his career came when he joined the North Korean national basketball team, where he was a helpful shot blocker and could nearly always reach higher than other players to take the ball. There was also a great deal of attention shown to him by the NBA during the 90s, when teams such as the Chicago Bulls and the Toronto Raptors showed genuine intent to sign him. However, due to political relations between North Korea and the USA, he could not join the NBA even when he was talented and had the potential. The story of Ri Myung-hun suggests that being a giant in our world does bring a lot of opportunities, but with it comes with a downside. Had world politics been better between the two countries, Michael Ri, as he called himself, would have lived his dream as an NBA player. Number 11, Bao Shishun, 7 feet and 9 inches.
I had to go and look him up. We're here today checking out the behind-the-scenes buzz at the official photo shoot for the world's tallest man, Ji Shun. Now, Ji comes all the way from Mongolia, and this is his first visit to London, and I can tell you that he stands at an amazing 7 foot, 8.95 inches tall.
Bao Shishun was granted the title of the world's tallest man alive by the Guinness Report, being 7 feet 9 inches tall. Bao was born on November 2, 1951 in Inner Mongolia, China. He was an individual whose height gained public attention in 2005. As you can imagine, that record was enough for him to surpass the previous record holder by just 2 millimeters. It may sound unbelievable, but once Bao dislodged 2 pieces of plastic from the stomachs of 2 dolphins just using his arm's length. Interesting, right? Before he reached stardom, he was a soldier in the Chinese army, but he was discharged because of rheumatic fever. Number 10. John F. Carroll, 8 feet and 0.5 inches. John F. Carroll managed to reach a height of around 8 feet, 0.5 inches. This made him one of the most extraordinary giants in history. Carroll also had a serious spinal curvature which greatly affected his stature and movement. Born in New York in 1932, Carroll had a growth spurt during his teenage years due to a condition called acromegalic gigantism. This led to a rapid and uncontrollable increase in his height. Carroll's case was further complicated due to severe kyphoscoliosis, which caused him to lose a number of inches in height. Even though he faced difficulties through these physical limitations, Carroll's presence was towering. Medical professionals have called his condition one of the most severe ones in history. Even normal tasks such as finding suitable clothing and living spaces were difficult tasks for Carroll. It is why Carroll's life is a testament to the magnificent resilience of those who live with gigantism. His experience sheds light on the physical and emotional challenges faced by real-life giants in a world that struggles to accommodate their needs and remarkable stature. Number 9, Patrick Cotter O'Brien, 8 feet and 1 inch. Known as the Bristol Giant, Patrick Cotter O'Brien holds a major spot on this list of ours. O'Brien was born in 1760 and stood at a massive 8 feet and 1 inch. This made him one of the first recorded cases of a human being reaching such a towering height. O'Brien's tall height and strength made him a famous personality all across Europe during the 18th century. A quality in O'Brien that stood out was that he used his massive size to his advantage. He became a popular figure at exhibitions and shows in the places that he used to travel to. But his fame also came with a downside. He struggled to fit in and do basic activities such as movement, changing clothes, and finding accommodations of the right size. However, he did manage to save enough money through his performances that he managed to retire comfortably in his life. Patrick Cotter O'Brien's legacy as one of the earliest recorded giants continues to fascinate historians. Number 8, Brahim Taqiullah, 8 feet and 1 inch. Brahim Taqiullah was born in Guelmim, Morocco in 1982. He experienced a sudden growth spurt of over 3 feet in a single year after being diagnosed with acromegaly at 18. He later moved to Paris in 2006, where treatment successfully removed the tumor causing his condition. Currently, Taqiullah now works at Saint Paul Amusement Park near Beauvais, France, where visitors can meet and take photos with him, celebrating his unique journey as a real-life giant. Number 7, Zheng Jinlian, 8 feet and 1.75 inches. Zheng Jinlian was once known as the tallest woman ever recorded. She was born in China in 1964 and reached an incredible stature of 8 feet 1.75 inches, a feat that no other woman has managed to surpass. Zheng's rapid growth started in the early years of her childhood. By age 4, she was already over 6 feet tall. Zheng's height continued to increase dramatically due to a combination of conditions such as gigantism and scoliosis. Her height caused severe health complications, which included difficulties with mobility and spinal curvature, making it hard for her to stand in an upright position. Unlike other giants who mainly sought the spotlight, most of her life remained private because no social media existed during her time. Zheng passed away in 1982 when she was only 17. Even years after her death, her legacy as the tallest woman in history remains intact. Number 6, Don Kohler, 8 feet and 2 inches. Standing at 8 feet and 2 inches at his peak, Kohler was one of the tallest men ever to walk on the face of the earth. Kohler was born in 1925 in Denton, Montana. His unbelievable height was due to gigantism. Kohler's height became his trademark, but it also posed a challenge. He navigated a world that wasn't accepting of someone of his stature. From 1969 to 1981, Kohler held the title of the tallest living man in the world. Guinness World Records also recognized this record, which was a big deal. Kohler's height caused some pretty serious difficulties for him, especially when it came to everyday activities like traveling, finding clothes, or even fitting through standard doorways. There were numerous obstacles, but Kohler faced them head-on. He embraced his uniqueness with utmost grace and a positive attitude. He also used his platform to raise awareness about the condition that led him to be this tall. Number 5, Sultan Kösen, 8 feet and 2 inches. The tallest man currently walking the earth is Sultan Kösen, who was born in 1982 in Turkey. Currently, he is 8 feet 2.8 inches tall. His giantism is attributed to acromegaly. Kösen's recorded measurements were not only vertical, since the man had large hands and feet, which also set record dimensions. Kösen can barely fit through a door and has difficulties finding things that fit him. He said he had surgery in 2010 to stop his growth because it was necessary. Number 4, Edouard Beaupré, 8 feet and 3 inches.
Rough Riders is extreme, and even the people tend to grow a bit bigger than elsewhere. This was certainly the case with Edouard Beaupré, the man who became the Willow Bunch Giant, one of the tallest men in recorded history. Born in Willow Bunch on January 9, 1881, he was the first of 20 children born to Gaspard and Florestine. Not only was he the first child to ever be baptized in the community, he would also become its most famous resident.
Willow bunch giant Edouard Beaupré was born in Saskatchewan, Canada in 1881. He stood at 8 feet 3 inches or 251 centimeters. He suffered from gigantism during his childhood, the illness that contributes to fast and uncontrolled growth. Early in the 20th century, Beaupré was a tall and muscular man who performed under the title of the Spoonerized Giant, a strong man and circus freak. Edouard was not only tall but also someone with an impressive physique. He was famous for raising horses on his shoulders. Although popular throughout his life, he mostly complained of ailments that were associated with the health complications of gigantism. Number 3. Väinö-Mielirinne, 8 feet and 3 inches. At 8 feet 3 inches tall, Väinö-Mielirinne was one of the tallest men born at the start of the 20th century. Mielirinne became the tallest man in the world at one point due to his growing height. He experienced his first spurt in his late teens and the second spurt in his 30s. His immense stature originated because of acromegaly. Mielirinne was a large man, both in stature and manly vigor, and was noted for having been one of the most muscular men in football at his time. Before becoming the world's tallest man, he was a part of the Finnish army, where he was quite popular for obvious reasons. Following his discharge as a soldier, he became famous throughout Europe after being a part of many traveling circuses. As a giant, he was turned into something to marvel at. Not every day does one wake up to realize the world has been designed for much smaller people, but Mielirinne embraced it with humor and grace. Number 2, Leonid Stadnik, 8 feet and 5 inches.
A Ukrainian believed to be the world's tallest man has died. Leonid Stadnik, who reportedly stood 8 foot 4 inches tall, died due to poor health at age 44. The gentle giant's size was known to Guinness World Records officials, but he was too shy to be formally measured. Stadnik shunned fame and described his height as a curse and a punishment from God.
Stadnik was born in Ukraine and was once considered to be the tallest man in the world, reportedly reaching a height of 8 feet 5 inches. His incredible growth was triggered by a brain surgery in his early teens. This led to a tumor affecting his pituitary gland, causing it to release excessive growth hormones. Despite his towering stature, Stadnik avoided the spotlight, preferring a quiet life in his village, where he worked as a veterinarian. His immense height brought many physical challenges, but Stadnik was a God-loving man who never considered his height to be a curse. Stadnik turned down official measurements from Guinness World Records, citing discomfort with public attention. Number 1, Robert Wadlow, 8 feet and 11 inches.
Making ends feet is certainly a big job when it takes size 39 shoes to fit them. Two into one do go. Here's the owner, Robert Wadlow of Chicago, who at the ripe old age of 17 stands 8 feet 4 inches in his socks, and incidentally seems to be quite beyond the reach of young women.
Robert Wadlow, born in 1918 in Alton, Illinois, holds the record as the tallest man ever recorded, reaching an astonishing height of 8 feet 11 inches. His extreme height was caused by hyperplasia of his pituitary gland, leading to an overproduction of growth hormone. Wadlow's rapid growth began in childhood, and he never stopped growing. Despite his gentle demeanor and fame as the Alton Giant, his size came with severe health issues. Tragically, Wadlow passed away at just 22 years old in 1940, leaving a lasting legacy as a true giant. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.